Dan was saying earlier that he thinks the team has grown, mentally, emotionally because of the loss in San Francisco last year. How do you feel like the team has grown after going through that experience?
Yeah, I think, it was a while ago, almost a year ago. So I think we've gotten, it hurt. It definitely stung at the time. But we've all, I think, grown from it as players, coaches too, I think. We got some different guys on the team, but a lot of the same guys that were here last year. So, it was a tough loss for us last year, but we're here now. New year, we can, write our own story, and that's what we're excited about. So.
What do you think the emotions are going to be like in that locker room, being there as opposed to a regular season game?
Say that again?
What do you think the emotions are going to be like in the locker room as opposed to a different regular season game?
Yeah, it's going to be just another game for us. Obviously, it's the next one. It's the biggest game of the year for us, just like every week is. So that's the way we're treating it. We want to finish the season out strong, win this game hopefully, and then worry about what's after that. But it's the biggest game right now, and so that's the way we're approaching it. Going to the West Coast, Monday night game, later start time than usual. So we just got to be ready.
Teddy Bridgewater, bring him back in. What does that mean for, especially in the locker room for y'all?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome dude. He's fun to be around. Brings good energy. Just a complete pro. He understands, the game, outside of the game, life. He just won the state championship in Florida. So he's doing a lot of things. But he's just a great individual.
Will it be tough being a Packers fan at 425 on Sunday?
Not really. Not really. I want them to win. I think we all do. So it'll be. They're both in the division, so it'll be easy to root for the Packers.
I wanted to ask you about J-Mo, too. I think he's 110 yards away from 1,000. Just one, how proud are you of him this season he's having, and just what kind of impact does his skill set have on this offense and freeing it up for guys like yourself and Sam and some other guys?
Yeah, he's had a great year, and he's missed 2 games too. So he's gonna get the 1,000. I know he is. He might get it this game. Hopefully he does, but he does a lot for our offense. Whether it's in the run game, I don't know if you guys see it a lot, but he puts his head in there. And he really makes key blocks for us. He's not scared to block, go dig out a safety. So that's huge. Obviously, his explosiveness, his vertical, ability to take the top off of defense. Defenses, put the stress on them, on the safeties, on the DBs, and then whether it's in a reverse or things like that you can get the ball to him behind the line of scrimmage, and he can be special with it. So he brings a lot of firepower to our offense, and I love having him out there, playing with him, because like you said, he opens things up for other guys, me, Sam, Leaf, TP, whoever's out there, the running backs. He opens up everything.
Having seen these guys last year like you did, does it give you an insight as far as tendencies go? I know that their team is a little bit different. It's the same way your team is a little bit different this year. So do you maybe rely on tendencies from what you've maybe seen?
Yeah, you watch the tape from what they've done this year. Maybe you watch a little bit of last year's tape when we played them, but mostly watch this year's recent games. They've had a few injuries, but their defense for the most part is pretty healthy. So they fly around. They're a good defense. I think they have a new coordinator, but they kind of run a similar defense that they did last year. So this is the type of defense where you kind of know, for the most part, what you're going to get. They might do different looks, but at the end of the day, they feel like they're going to out-hustle you and they're going to run and hit and play harder than you. So we got to make sure we come out and bring the same energy.
Is this one of those games you get a lot of family there?
I have quite a bit, not that much. Northern California is about 5 hours, 6 hour drive from SoCal, so it's a little further than people think. But I have some out there, but won't be as much as if we played, the Chargers or the Rams.
The J-Mo can run a 4.1.
I do love J-Mo, but I don't think he's touching 4.1. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, a ton. Anytime you go deep in the playoffs and you have to go through a game like that, you learn, you grow, you get better, you get closer. All that stuff comes into play, and we felt so close to winning that game, and we came up short. But yeah, it served us well in this season, and hopefully as we go into the postseason.
How different is that defense at all, or is it much different? different now that you studied a little bit?
Oh yeah, there's differences. There's slight differences, but a lot of it's the same. So yeah, and we're slightly different, and a lot of what we do is the same. So we'll see if we change much or add some things, and I'm sure they will as well. And yeah, you always expect a little bit of a wrinkle when game comes.
What's your reaction to bringing back a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, a guy
Yeah.
mentor to a lot of guys? What's your reaction to bringing him back?
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. I'm glad to have him back here. State champ Teddy Bridgewater is what we call him now. But yeah, he's a valuable asset to our team, and I love having him in the quarterback room, and he's great to have around.
Can you explain with the collective group of backups how they help you prepare through the week all the way through Saturday night?
Sure. Yeah. They all do a ton, whether it's like breaking down the stuff early, percentage-wise, like getting them percentages, and Jake does a lot of that, weekly of what's the percentages of what they play on certain downs, and then through the week, just little quizzes here and there, making sure we're on our stuff. The night before the game, we'll go through the whole thing, and they'll keep me on my toes. And then now Teddy is a guy I mentioned last year, a guy who's played, who's played in big games. He's had that experience, and I can kind of lean on him for some of those things as well. And he's a veteran, and he's got great insight.
Jared, you said that they're a different team. You guys are a different team too, but there are some similar, same personnel there, like Bosa, Fred Warner, guys like that. Obviously, you still have to be aware of them.
Of course, yeah. Those two guys are great players, all pro players, and played them for a long time now. And yeah, they're great players. They're tough to beat every week you play them. And those two guys in particular, you got to be aware of where they are, and as well as a bunch of other guys on their defense.
Seems like there's through quite a few coordinators on that defense to study.
Yeah.
Staying on top. Do you see anything tweaked different with what the Sortons right now?
Yeah, slightly. There's some different things. Yeah, just like anyone else, after a year of tape, there's some differences. But yeah, a lot of it's the same as well. And yeah, there's some slight things.
Obviously, last year, but is there any sort of closure you can get from getting revenge on these guys?
No, not really. No, if it was NFC Championship, maybe, yeah. But no, this is a regular season game, one we need to win, one we want to win. They're a good team. I don't care that they're eliminated. They've got a lot of great players on that team that have played in big games and are going to want to beat us. And so we got to come out ready to go. And it'll be hard on the road, good atmosphere. I get a lot of family there, which would be nice, but it'll be a good one.
Will it be tough being a Packers fan at all at 425?
I'm sorry?
Will it be tough at all being a Packers fan at 425?
On Sunday?
Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever happens in that game, it doesn't dictate much for us. We want to win. We want to win this one, and just because it's the next one, we'll get there to the next one when it comes. But we want to beat these guys.
Is it nice getting a sense of knowing though? What happens in that game? A win, you have a bye. Does it matter to you or not? Or
Yeah, I mean, we know the scenario, but we certainly don't want to, overlook anything or try to hope something happens. And whatever happens, happens. So we'll see.
Is this where staying on an even keel becomes even more important?
Sure, yeah, yes, and that's every week. At this point in the season, we're going to play San Francisco, and then after that we play Minnesota, and then after that the playoffs start. So those two teams right there, there's no breaks. We got a lot of tough teams ahead of us. I thought Ben said it great. Like it's now playoffs kind of start now. Like it's a bunch of good teams we're going to play and go on the road again this week to a hard atmosphere, and got to try to find a way to win.
Hey, Jamal's 100 yards away from 1,000. Just what have you seen from him over the last couple of years? Just his maturation.
Yeah.
How important has he been to you guys this year?
Oh, tremendously. Yeah, tremendously. He's provided an element to our offense that we hadn't really had previously. I mean, last year we had him, but we missed him, for part of that. And yeah, it's nice. It's really good what he's done, and being able to, get better every week and improve. And like you said, his maturity has grown, and he pushes himself really hard. He really does, and he holds himself to a high standard. He wants to get better, and he wants to improve. He's constantly communicating with me. It's a lot of fun to work with him, and when he makes plays like that, you see, all the work pay off, and he'll just continue to get better.
You made it clear what Khalif means to you.
Yep. Yeah, it was good. I told him, I said, man, I thought you were going to shut it down this year, and he's like, no, I could never. So it was good to see him out there, and yeah, we love him and love to have him back. And as soon as he can get back, I know we'll be able to use him. And yeah, he's a hell of a teammate, hell of a player, and I'm happy he's back out there.
Speak about Jared Goff a little bit. I mean, from a guy that transitioned from the league he was in now coming here, how has it been to watch that maturation and watch him throughout the year?
Yeah, it's been great. He's grown up as well, and it's fun to see him make those plays. It's Jamal. it's fun to see him make those kicks and make them in big spots this year. He really has, and he's got such a even keel about him that you can't seem to rattle him, and that's what you want in your kicker. You don't want a guy that's high or low, and I know he's very confident in himself, and we're confident in him, and expect him to make some big kicks as we go on.
Just one more on general. You said he can run a 4-1. You buy him that?
Yeah, I guess if he says so. I don't know. We'll have to go measure it sometime. He's hard to get. He's hard to track down if we want to measure his 40. But if he says 4-1, we have to hold him accountable.